Hello everybody, welcome back. It's us two again, which obviously means we're talking about Slade again. So, this is something a bit different. I've never done one of these before. This is a song dissect. What year is it? It's 2023. Now, for anyone who's done a Christmas, who's had a Christmas in the last 50 years, is probably aware of the famous glam rock song "Merry Christmas, Everybody." Having it be 50 years this year, I thought it'd be fun to sit down with the guy who knows everything and anything about the band.
Slightly, yeah.
And just pretty much, just literally rip it apart.
Cool.
Like, you know, I don't mean roast it, I just mean talk everything about it, ranging from, you know, the band themselves, Nod and Jim who wrote it, the charts it got to, the re-releases, the album art, the lyrics themselves, the chords that were used, you know, all sorts of fun stuff. So, this is the first song dissect I've ever done, and obviously here's too. So if we ramble and it seems a bit loose, you could say, just go with it. Instead of a video, think of it as a podcast. Just two bros hanging out, talking about one song. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're talking about Merry Christmas, Everybody. Merry Xmas, Everybody. Released, I don't know, because everywhere I look, I've been given different dates. Yeah. The internet says November 7. This guy says
December 15th.
I've also read somewhere that it was December 7th, so
yeah,
maybe Mum remembers, but I seriously doubt it. She wouldn't. But
December 15th, it entered the chart at number 1. So
does that mean?
So that.
But okay. They had. Okay, hang on. See that already? We're off to a great start. What does that mean?
That means that pre-sales. So obviously they knew it was coming out.
So people had obviously heard the song before.
So
December
the record company must have pre-ordered X amount. So hence when it came out on the Thursday, which they did back then.
How do you know it's a Thursday?
Because that's what they did back then.
Oh, okay.
I think Thursday or Friday.
Okay.
They had like 300,000 already
ready to go,
sold.
Okay.
So it goes straight. So
really.
It goes straight to number 1.
That's amazing. So
and that just culminated in the year that they actually had.
Yeah. So 1973 was the Slade year. You could say
across everything,
across every music chart, right?
Yeah.
They had. Oh, I had it written down. They had some. Oh, hang on.
Oh.
Just got a bit of a song bio here that I'm just going to rattle off real quick. So endure this. Merry Christmas, Everybody was released as a by means, interject if I'm wrong, was released as a non-album single on whatever date we just discussed, on the band's current record label, Polydor, right? The single was written by the band's dynamic and songwriting duo, Noddy Holder, lead singer, and bass player Jim Lee. That's the original 7-inch right there. The single was produced by the band's manager, Chaz
Chandler.
Also, you know, did Jimi Hendrix. We all know and love that.
Bass player with the Animals back in the 60s.
Now, Slade had massive success in the charts with overall 6 number ones. I don't want to say consecutive. No. Merry Christmas was the 6th one. Was the 6th number one.
6th and final one.
Yeah. After that, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Merry Christmas earned the band's the UK Christmas number 1 spot in 1973 by beating the Wizards' I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day, which is an okay song, but I mean...
You don't think of that straight away.
It's on the playlist, isn't it? Yeah. Which is funny because I also wrote... It's funny that they knocked off, what do you call it? Merry Christmas... Wish It Could Be Christmas, Everybody, because the public voted for their top 3 favorite Christmas songs, and they put Fairy Tale of New York at number 1 and Wish It Could Be Christmas at number 2 and Merry Christmas at number 3. Yeah. So it's like
I don't actually like the top 2 songs, but
that's just a train going by.
Yeah.
According to the fan club newsletter of Jan and February 1974, the song was awarded a silver disc for pre-sales and within the first week of its release, the single has sold 500,000 copies alone.
Yeah.
So
hence it goes to number 1
every goddamn year.
Straight away.
Christmas was in such demand that Polydor had to make special arrangements to get 250,000 discs from Germany, as well as 250,000 from LA to keep up with the demand for print, which is mad. Merry Christmas has been re-released every decade since 1973 and has been covered by numerous artists, including a heavy metal band, Blind Guardian, which I've played you once or twice. It's pretty good. Robbie Williams covered it, Steps has covered it, as well as Oasis, and a bunch of others that he was
one of the great
Tony Christie.
Yeah, one of the great male singers of all time, Mr. Tony Christie.
Of course. It's only polite too, right? In 2021, Merry Christmas was certified double platinum, and as of 2012 has sold 1.32 million copies in the United Kingdom.
Just by itself.
That's just in the United Kingdom, song.
But that was 2012, so another 11 years have passed.
1984.
No.
What?
By 2012 it
sold... sorry, yeah.
2012 it sold 1.3, so in another 11 years right up to here, Smash probably sold 1.3, 1.4.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Has it?
I don't know.
The age of music is different now. We don't buy discs anymore.
No, that's a point.
Yeah,
okay. So show my age.
Yeah, that's all right. So we'll do. Let's do the background, really.
Yeah,
so
background.
As we said before, Noddy Holder and Jim Lee wrote it. Now you're probably better to just take the direction of it.
Well, kind of, yeah.
Merry Christmas is what? An old retired melody, not a song, but it's a retired melody, right?
Yeah.
I have the 7-inch here.
Yeah, the original 7-inch.
Put that there.
And I've even got, even though it doesn't say much, the Melody Maker newspaper / magazine from 1973 with its preview of the actual song. Mm-hmm. It doesn't actually say much about the song itself, but they do expect it to be a hit.
It's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge, yeah.
So it's a retired...
Retired. What do you mean by that?
Well, that means it existed, but then didn't get put to use, right? So it was put on the back burner, or nothing just came from the tune of the chorus.
Various things that I've heard over the years is like Jim Lee's mother told him at the height of their success, well, obviously 1972, 73, why don't you write a Christmas song? And he goes, oh, whatever, okay. Thought about it, didn't do much about it. Mm-hmm. And then I've just read, funny enough, that he thought about it again while he was in the shower.
Shower thoughts, am I right?
Yeah.
They can be interesting things.
He remembered Noddy writing a song back in 1967 when they were the In-Betweens, and obviously I presume nothing happened with that, but the melody struck him, and he must have been humming it in the shower, and he just came up with, "Are you hanging another stocking on the wall?" which is the lyric. Another stocking on the wall.
And boom.
And he thought,
apparently that set the train going.
Yeah, and obviously he went to Nod and went, what do you think of this? So they changed the lyrics. And off the top of my head, I can't remember the song that he wrote. Something to do with a rocking chair or something.
Yeah, and there's also a bit about the chorus flows on from a rocking chair and it ends with looking you in the eye or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We should have looked that up.
Yeah.
But hey.
There was a Slade BBC documentary in 1999.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's on the internet. I've watched it. It's available, yep.
Yeah, it's available, okay. Well, Noddy actually talks about that particular song with the rocking chair. Mm-hmm. And he sings a few lines and you can hear it. You can hear the melody.
I'm pretty sure he talks about it in the Flame doco too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think that's right.
I don't know why, but...
Yeah, probably because the interviewers...
So anyway,
asking everything, yeah.
So,
but I guess they rode with it,
They rode with it. So moving on a bit, they were in the States, in New York in 1973.
In July?
Yeah, August.
Yeah.
Yeah, July, August. 100 degrees. And they recorded it at this studio in New York, and everybody in the studio thought they were mad.
Yeah.
Singing about Merry Christmas
In the blazing heat. I was reading about
with
that
the
before.
with the, you know, going down the hills riding on a fucking Slade.
Yeah.
Sorry, and
It's all right.
and it's 100 degrees outside. You know.
Yeah, I also read about the recording as well, that they were next to someone, I don't know, some other big act, I suppose, at the time, and you know, they obviously heard it, thought they were mad, and was it the producer who didn't want them to record it the way they were? Jim were they separated all over the studio?
Oh, I don't know.
I think they might have. I want to say, I could be wrong, but I think they
honestly
recorded the verse or the chorus.
Don't know about that.
In the hallway to
Possibly.
give it the echoing sound.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Rather than everything sounding tight knit, and it was a lot more loose and free and echoey.
Yeah,
And I think they got that from the hallway. But yeah,
and that famous person could have been John Lennon,
maybe
because he was in the same studio. He was in the same building at the same
possibly.
time.
Yep.
And there is a story going around that he looked through the door and said, "I know that singer sounds like me."
You reckon?
Yeah.
Whatever.
And people have said that when you hear it, he does sound a bit like John Lennon. Maybe with the echo and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's sort of the recording thing. It obviously worked out for them. They released it, and it
Just hit the world. Well, yeah.
yeah. And like we said before, it's been re-released every year. No, that's a bit dramatic, but it gets re-released every decade, every 5 years or so. It's on every Slade compilation. It's on Crackers. It's on This Greatest Hits. It's on Feel the Noise. It's on Wall of Hits. It's everywhere, and it's always at the end of the album, because Christmas is at the end of the year.
Yeah. But just to reiterate the year that they had in 1973, that was the first time since 1955 that a Christmas song had Christmas in the title. Because they say, you know, who's going to be the Christmas #1 this year? And none of the songs are Christmas songs. Like the Beatles had the Christmas #1 for like 3 or 4 years in a row.
What's that? War is Over or whatever.
But no, the Beatles.
Oh, sorry, not John. Right.
No, yeah, the Beatles had Christmas #1s for 3, 4, 5 years in a row.
Oh, I get what you mean. Sorry.
Yeah, but they weren't Christmas songs.
They were just songs that were #1 at Christmas time.
At Christmas time.
Right.
Had nothing to do with Christmas. So, this Merry Christmas, everybody, was the first song since 1955 to have Christmas in the title and actually be a Christmas song.
So what was the 55 song?
It's a bloke called Dickie Henderson.
Oh, you reckon?
I
I'm
think,
Googling that
or
right now.
or
1955 Christmas British #1.
Yeah, Dickie Valentine or Dickie Henderson.
Dickie Valentine Christmas alphabet.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
1955.
That's amazing.
Yeah, So and like Phil said, it's been re-released every year. They had a bit of a gap in the 80s or something, early 80s, but I arrived in England in 1985, and I kept hearing it on the radio, and I thought, oh, okay, they keep playing it, and it's charted every year. That's the funny thing, and for a period that it would only come out like a week before Christmas and a week after Christmas, so it's on the chart for 2-3 weeks max.
Yeah, but it gets in there, and that's what counts.
Yeah, it gets to number 70, 68, whatever, I don't know. And then gradually, if you look at the history of the song, over the last 50 years, or the last 30 years, when it's been charting every Christmas, some of the chart placings are very impressive.
Like 2017, 16.
Number 15, number 16, 17.
Top 30, top 20.
Yeah.
So the fans still like it. You know, the British people can't get away
the British
from it.
people still buy it. A fact that I found out, well, it's whether you believe it or not, in 1983,
10 years later,
Slade were at number 2 in the charts with My Oh My. on RCA records. Polydor, in their great wisdom, put out Merry Christmas Everybody again at the same time, and it got to number 20. And the diehard fans that I met when I was in England said if they hadn't released that, everybody who bought Merry Christmas Again would have bought My Oh My, making it get to number 1, which is, since I'm a bit of a chart man, numbers and stuff, it's a bit frustrating.
Yeah, dick move, really. Cool, so that's chart toppings and stuff. Yeah, it gets re-released every so often and comes back strong. Now we're gonna just have some fun by just going through the lyrics, verse by verse, chorus by chorus. It's not an in-depth song, it's not an intricate song, it's very simple. It's a 3-minute 23, I think, or something.
It's a Christmas song.
Right? It's obviously, so it's not like we're dissecting a 12-minute epic, right? So, as we stated before, the first lyric of the song is, "Are you hanging your stocking on the wall?" Now, the gimmick of this whole song was it Jim's idea, I think? He wanted it very honest and very true and very 1970s British life.
It's very British.
Right? So, if you're not from Britain and didn't experience Christmas in the 70s, this is pretty much a fly on the wall experience. Are you hanging your stocking on the wall? And it's time where every Santa has a ball. Now, if you take that lyric literally, that can be interpreted as sort of a dig at the fact that Santa doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Every Santa, meaning every father, every dad gets to have fun, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun.
He gets to wear the red hat.
Yeah. Does he ride a red-nosed reindeer? Just doesn't make sense. It fits. Does he ton up on his sleigh? Now, ton up. What does ton up mean? Right, so doing a ton up in the early 70s meant exceeding 100 miles per hour. So either on a motorbike or in a car. So it's hinting, does he ton up on his sleigh? Does he
go fast?
Does he go fast? Does he have a good time?
Does he go 100 miles plus?
Yeah. Does he receive that bit of thrill?
Yeah,
and then do the fairies keep him sober for the day? It's the one day of the year where Santa has to work, right? Yeah. So he must obviously have so much fun for the rest of the year while all his little elves and fairies do all the work. Yeah. And then on Christmas Eve, he's got to stay sober. And surely the fairies must have fun trying to keep him in line. Yeah. And then obviously the chorus is very self-explanatory. So here it is, Merry Christmas, everybody's having fun. This song was written, not that I was there, clearly, in a very derelict time for England in the 70s.
Yeah, Britain in 1973
was a rough era.
It was a rough time for them. Power cuts, strikes, and all that. And
little quotation. We decided to write a Christmas song, and I wanted to make it reflect a British family Christmas. Economically, the country was up the creek. The miners had been on strike, along with the grave diggers and the bakers and almost everybody else. I think people wanted something to cheer them up, and so did I, being Jim. This is Noddy talking. Something to cheer them up, and so did I. So that's why I came up with the line, "Look to the future now, because it's only just begun." Okay. Yeah. Meaning, don't worry about now.
It's going to get better.
Yeah. Now, this is probably my favourite verse, is the second verse. Are you waiting for the family to arrive? Have you got the room to spare inside? Yeah. Now, my earliest memories of grandmother, I remember her lounge being no bigger than this bedroom. And everyone congregates in this one room, no matter how big your family is. Yeah. You know, there's a roaring fire going. Yeah. Everyone's wearing knitted jumpers. It's very tight and it's very cozy.
Yeah. And guess what they're playing? They're playing Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah. So that's, it was always going to be a crowded occasion. Yeah. Does your granny always tell you the old songs are the best? And then she's up and rock and rolling with the rest. Now, I've got it on good authority that Nod loves that lyric. It's very, very true. Very honest.
Yeah, well, it's true. That's what happens.
Because obviously, at least, I don't know, back then, you could imagine, imagine at the time,
you've had a few beers,
playing a rock band Christmas song, right? It's just a 3-minute single. However, the stuff that she's used to, old Nan, comes from way back when. You know, Christmas songs go back, also, you know, the hymns and all that stuff, you know, the church songs.
Silent Night and all that stuff.
They've been around since Jesus, you know. But then, once she's had a few and has had a bit of fun, suddenly, Merry Christmas, everybody is her favourite song.
And she's up and rock and rolling
with the rest. And then we have the chorus again.
So here it is.
Merry Christmas. And then we get a fun little bridge, which is sort of, I won't call it a breakdown part, but it's just another play on the whole Santa not being real thing. What will your mum do? No, what will your dad do when he sees your mum kissing Santa Claus? Obviously hinting that it's that torment now of, do I tell my child that Santa's not real, or do I tell my child that it's okay to
Kiss us,
do that with Santa? And it's also a throwback to is it the Jackson 5 who sang that song?
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Well done.
Yeah. And then it's sort of, and then we have verse 3, which starts the same as verse 1. We hanging your stocking on the wall. Are you hoping that the snow will start to fall? Now, Nod, I think, said that, snowy, white Christmases were, a very rare gem, right? I've got no memory of having one. So,
can't say I did when I was living over there.
I do like a white Christmas, and we don't seem to get many nowadays. It sets the mood for whole Christmas, I reckon. And yes, I will be outside building a snowman. So, he gets involved when it happens. Do you ride on down the hillside in a buggy you have made? Now, buggy being like a slang for sleigh, because apparently people used to build them.
Yeah,
they would
kids used to
build them out of wood and whatnot, and just have fun in the mush and mud.
Yeah,
right.
Sliding on down the hill.
Yeah, and then obviously the fun lyric at the end: when you land upon your head, then you been Slade. Obviously, Slade meaning like you've been tipped over. Yeah. You've been tipped over. Also meaning Slade is how someone might feel after falling off a sled, just a bit weary, a bit, had a bit too much fun there. And obviously, of course, it's the band's name, so
good advertising.
It's brilliant. I think that's clever. And then just the chorus again. Here it is, Merry Christmas, everybody's having fun, with the iconic Christmas shout that I would love to see him try and do today at the age of 80. But
no, he's 77.
Oh, okay, well, whatever. But yeah,
77.
Lyrically, it's genius. I can sort of get how Jim got excited when he had the first lyric and it fitted the melody. I could imagine the rest of it didn't take that long. Also, fun little thing. You remember when you mentioned before about how Don just had a simple beat to keep the thing going? There is not one cymbal crash in the whole song. Just when you think there would be, you just have a little, like, so hear it, where you think he would sing Christmas. Yeah. Should be a smash on the cymbals, but there isn't. It's just a little bell. Now, I don't know if that's to indicate, like,
it's Christmas.
That Christmas belly sound.
Yeah,
but it just does it once, and it's very, you could say it's underwhelming, but then also, like I say, I think it fitted the vibe. So yeah. It's just this little. There's not one cymbal throughout the whole thing. It's hilarious.
What else? Obviously, Noddy likes this time of year, and Jim, because it's their pension.
Hey.
And they pick up the royalties every year and say thank you very much.
They could have retired in 1974.
Oh, easily. Yeah. Jim has said over the years that he likes the song, but he's a bit tired of it.
Oh, fair enough. I did write other things, guys.
Kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
We're
like the B-side, for example. What's it called? Stand By Me?
Don't Blame Me,
sorry.
Which is an absolute shouter.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else. It's on the Old New Borrowed, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I remember listening to it for the ranking. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's on the 12-inch as well.
It's on the 12, yeah.
So the legacy.
So yeah, after all that, we're left with 3 minutes of the greatest Christmas song you've ever heard.
Yeah, it can't be beaten.
It's on every Christmas list. It's on every Christmas compilation. Today, even. That's the funny part. 50 years later.
50 years on. People are still listening to it, and obviously the younger people are listening to it via their grandparents, I suppose, the likes of Phil here.
Unless they leave England, they've got no choice.
Yeah. It stands the test. It's like when you break it down as much as you can. It's a good song. It's not just a Christmas. Okay, it's a Christmas song, obviously, but it's a good song.
It's musically catchy.
Yeah, it's very catchy. I think, and it summed up the time.
Yeah, I think that's why it does so well, is because it's such a personal song.
It's a very English,
the whole
British song.
The whole population can kind of relate to it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So it feels like it's for
like,
them. You know?
When I was in England and working and stuff, people used to ask me, what music do you listen to? And this was in the 80s. And I used to say, Slade. And they go, oh, really? Merry Christmas, everybody. I go, yeah. Which is fine.
But they do have some more stuff.
But they do have more stuff, yeah. But, no, I like that song. So that's how it is. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
If you're from an English European country, you know the song, even if you don't like the band.
Yeah. And because it's always played at Christmas time, I think everyone's always in a good mood when it gets played, so you can't help but be in a good mood.
And it gets played for 2 weeks, 3 weeks max.
By January 10, it's
finished.
It's forgotten about.
Although saying that,
we've all gone back to work.
I've heard from Noddy Holder that when it was in the charts in France, it didn't get off the charts until April.
Oh wow!
They couldn't understand why it took so long to get rid of the chart.
Oh, the French know what's up.
Yeah, Frenchy. So, but no, it stands out.
Do you reckon it will do 60 years?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one will beat it, eh?
No.
People have Christmas songs, definitely.
Yeah.
But they.
But well, it'll be interesting to see, like, in 10 years' time, say, will there be such a excitement over Band-Aid?
Yeah.
Because that will be 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wham! Will be 50 years. Yeah. Fairy Tale of New York. Like, John Lennon's song,
War is over.
Yeah, War is over. That was last year. I didn't hear anything about it.
Was there a special on that? No. Well, maybe we should dissect that song.
50 years, I don't like it. So you'll be doing that by yourself.
Yeah.
But but it's just one that just keeps coming on the radio every Christmas for 2 weeks.
It even gets on the radio here in New Zealand.
Yeah. Even though it's summertime here.
Yeah, it's boiling hot. Obviously, look at the shirt he's wearing.
Yeah, so obviously,
we can't relate to it here.
Going down the hillside in a buggy,
yeah,
it doesn't actually affect us
For
here.
us, you would want to rewrite the lyrics to be like, are you playing cricket in the garden?
Yeah, are you having a barbecue for your Christmas dinner?
Frying sausages
on the barbie.
Yeah, kind of thing. It's
Ding,
not
ding,
Australian,
ding,
but
yeah.
yeah. It's that kind of vibe.
But we do have the family round.
Oh yes, but we're in the garden though, instead of in a small tight knit room.
And now that me and my wife have become grandparents, thanks to this guy here, we'd be up and rock and rolling.
Yeah, we'll be rocking on all the rest, and I'll be showing little man where the greatest Christmas song comes from.
Yeah. So
that's pretty much it, team. I had fun. Did you have fun?
Oh, of course I do.
Yeah, of course.
Anything with Slade, I'm fine.
Yeah,
that's great.
You just enjoy featuring in these videos, don't you?
I do. I think I strike up quite a good picture.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Once again, if anybody watches this and thinks, I know that guy, that's me.
Reach out.
Yeah. If you wanted to contact me, I don't know how. So
yeah.
I'm not that way inclined.
Contact through me, you'll be alright.
Yeah. Send a message to Phil.
Yeah. But thanks for hanging out with us.
Because we've got the same name.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us while we sit here and dissect the greatest Christmas song of all time. One of the greats.
Top 3 greats.
Yeah. I'll do more of these at some point in time. I don't know what for though. I just thought this one would be fun because it's 50 years of this epic Christmas tale and it is Christmas time soon, so why not get it out there? If you want us to do any other certain songs, please let us know and we'll see what we think.
Nothing from the Eagles.
Nah, nothing from Floyd. I'm not sitting down for 5 hours.
We're not sitting there doing one song.
Nah, no way. Sorry.
But
yeah.
We're just like that one.
Yeah, and just like that, we say bye and we wish everybody a Merry Christmas, everybody. Hey.
And like Noddy says, keep on rocking.
Yeah. And we'll see you in the next video, whatever that is. See you later.